You're all welcome back to the P S Gilmore Story, and this is episode 35. The World Peace Jubilee has just finished and in Boston, and Gilmore had learned an awful lot. He learned that the American musical system was not up to par with the Europeans at the time. He learned that the repertoires had to be increased, the skill levels had to be increased. So he set about recreating his own band, which happened to be the best band and the best music that existed in America at this time. So Gilmore moved from Boston to New York. He'd been in Boston for the last 20 years, roughly, and for the next 20 years, he was going to base himself in New York. Why? Because New York had a population of about 900,000 and Brooklyn had a population of another best part of 500,000. Boston, in comparison, had a population of about 250,000. So this would allow more concerts to be held without much transportation problems or costs, and more intensive preparation for the development of the band than before. In 1874, I just add this, and I'm sorry, it does seem to be blurry. This is Gilmore's citizenship form. He took out citizenship in 1874 whilst in New York. New York was going to give him the opportunities that Boston's couldn't have given him in terms of market size. And so the first thing that happened was this premises became available. This had previously been owned by P T Barnum, the circus man. He couldn't make it pay. It was a former railroad station, I suppose, passenger station. And Gilmore took it over. Actually, a fellow called E.A. Gilmore, no relation, took it over and happily put Gilmore's name on the side because Gilmore at this stage was the biggest draw in entertainment in America. This building was modified. It became literally a concert garden with trees and ferns, and you could bring in your wife and into this place and go for a walk whilst it was snowing outside and listen to the sounds of music. Or alternatively, and on occasion, you could do what was banned in in New York. You could watch a boxing match, which was known as a pugilistic contest, and the two boxers were known as pugilistic professors. Here is, again, a tinted Gilmore's Concert Garden. Over his name, just watch out for those round windows because they'll become important at the very end of this video. On the back of this stereo view photograph, it says Madison Square on 4th Avenue between 26th and 27th Street, formerly Old Madison Square Garden, originally New York Central Hudson River Railroad, passenger station, Gilmore's Concert Garden. So this was a new innovation for not only New York, but for America at the time. Here's an interior photograph from my collection of Gilmore's Concert Garden. And you can see it has clearly got a roof. It's got a ceiling. And there's, like the World Peace Jubilee, here's ferns and stuff around the center here. Up at the top, you see in the rafters, you see little balls attached to the rafters, I suppose. And they are actually light bulbs that were fitted by a famous electrician, Thomas Edison. Down at the bottom, you see two dogs, two statues of two dogs. That's to commemorate. This is where the famous Madison Square Garden dog shows today started, back in Gilmore's Concert garden. And here's a close-up of those two dogs. So it was extremely innovative. You could have a coffee, a wine. I believe there was even restaurants. Go to your boxing matches. You could watch. They had these endurance walking races and so on, and they all went on for literally days in the stadium. Here's a close up of those light bulbs, and Thomas Edison obviously had a very good head for heights. But this was an additional attraction because bear in mind, there was no electrical supply in New York. So what Edison did was developed a small electrical circuit to run these on. And here's another one of those stereo views with the details that the railroad depot, after it was abandoned, Gilmore preceded this with the building later conversion into the first Madison Square Garden on May 31st, 1879. So it was just a little bit over 4 years that this building was in existence. Here's an advertisement from that period, and you see, Gilmore is the draw. He's the attraction. And enormous success. Thousands of delighted people at the attendance every night. And this is really a huge development for New York city dwellers. Here's another advertisement from that period. And again, every possible opportunity, Gilmore was developing his band. To give you an idea, in let me see, in 1874 he hired 3 new musicians, 75 4 new musicians, and in 1876 3 more. So in 3 years he changed his band by 10 musicians to upgrade it. Here is another development for Gilmore's point of view. 1876, he is made the musical director as such of the centennial celebrations in Philadelphia. And here is an advertisement from the exposition building in Philadelphia, where Rocky runs up the steps and jumps up and down, celebrating that he's just completed the climb up the steps. And here is, by the way, as the musical director of the centennial celebrations, it was Gilmore who arranged that Jacques Offenbach would come over from France and entertain the American public there. And here's the notifications. Centennial Commission have invited Mr. P S Gilmore to conduct the musical exercises on the 4th of July, and he has accepted. They have also engaged Mr. Gilmore and his full band to give grand concerts for 30 days following the opening day. And they took place on Independence Square in Philadelphia. Here's a picture from the exposition grounds in Philadelphia. And I don't know if you can see it, but beside the lake, there's a black statue there. That is actually the hand of the Statue of Liberty, the first part of the Statue of Liberty that was erected on American soil. And that was literally over 10 years before the statue was unveiled. Here is the Madison Square Garden itself, when it in 1879, when it was reopened as Madison Square Garden, and Gilmore still holds the record, according to the Reader's Digest, for this P place for having 10,000 people or more, 150 consecutive appearances. And again, here is Madison Square Garden now in the place where the signage is where Gilmore's Concert Garden was. If you see the round windows there and count the windows over the corner, you'll see that this photograph and the next actually pair up. So it just goes to show you the first Madison Square Garden and Gilmore's Concert Garden. Here's the round windows over Gilmore's Concert Garden and the windows over the main doors at the entrance. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been wonderful to talk to you today, and I hope you've enjoyed this. Don't forget to like and subscribe and email me at gilmoresband@gmail.com, and we'll talk some more next week. So, bye.